Doop-a-doop-a-doo-doo. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. This is not the best placement for my camera. Might have to switch it up. Okay, so there's some painting. Some painting here. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up. Hey, Lyra! Hi! Okay, so, what if I did this? Oh, hold on, I think it's C. Oh, that's good. That's good. I think this works. Oh my gosh! Everyone! Hello! Hi, Colorsmith! Hi, Otto! Hi, Lana! Hi, Mold! And Anita! Hey! Nice singing there. Oh my gosh, stop it. Stop it! So nice to see all of you. Alright, so today I'm working on 2 paintings. And why am I working on 2 paintings? Is because paintings need time to dry. And as a painting dry, there's not much you can do. So I like to have 2 paintings so I can switch. And yeah, I'm gonna start with this one here because I need to do the first pass of color on it. So, sorry, hold on, I'm trying to set stuff up. And it's probably not super great sound-wise, sorry. Alright, so I did the drawing, I did the inking, now I have to do the painting. And what I like to do is I wet the whole thing and I do a first pass of water and color, like this one. It's intentional to have everything kind of blend together. It's just to set up a base mood, and then I will layer on top of that anyway. I love doing the same thing. Patience is not but I mean, it's not as much patience as well, like if I've just one painting and I'm just doing my thing and I'm not recording anything, I'm fine with letting it sit there until it's dry and going like editing something or another task to the side. But for streaming, like sometimes people ask me like, oh, why don't you stream yourself painting? I'm like, that's why. It's because painting is like half of it is waiting for paint to dry. Multiple paintings at once is the way to go for sure. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. Otto. How is everyone today? I'm so used to painting along, but it's shopping day today. Ooh, what are you shopping for? Misia, hi! Hello, hello, I don't usually make your streams, but I'm having trouble sleeping tonight. Oh, so I guess... So you're probably basically on the other side of the planet from me. Wow. I have tea. It is just a black spice tea. I'm trying so hard to not call it chai because it messes up my brain. Unless I'm doing the bit of calling it by every word for tea that I know. A tea, te, cha, chai. Sorry. Mom's shopping for whatever she needs this time. I'm sitting in a car testing new headphones. Aw. You need a little travel kit so you can paint when that happens. I'm super tired after a day in National Gallery. Ooh. Oh, that's great. That sounds like a really nice, if exhausting kind of day, like full of inspiration juice. I just had a killer steak dinner. Oh, dude. I'm so sorry for cows. I'm so sorry, cows, but That steak is delicious. I'm so sorry. Aw. I mean, I can relate, Lyra. I have I always end up with the twitching eyelid because of just being tired from terrible sleep all the time. Thanks, cats. And also, even if it's no longer winter, my fingers are still splitting open. I feel so self-conscious when I'm filming videos because I've either have like a band-aid on each fingertip, or like you're gonna see the gaping cracks in my fingers. So I'm like, oh. I've got ice. Oh, that's gonna be good. 3:35 a.m. Oh, you. I hope you have a flexible schedule. Yikes. If beef not for eating, why so delicious? Oh, seriously. I feel so bad. Super hot and fully sunny here too. It's not very hot here for now, but next week we're gonna cry. I am gonna cry. I don't like heat. Not a good. Just grabbing my my fat brushes and dropping them on the floor. Right. Reference. This one I'm meant to paint it with the supersize Paul Rubens ceramic pans. I might go bicycle shopping. Oh, that's good. Bicycle is great. I love bicycle. I haven't even been able to sort of dig up my freaking bicycle because of the weather. Like every time it's the weekend, the weather is nasty and or we don't have time for it. Mr. E is a much more avid biker, so his bike is all cleaned up and good to go, but mine isn't yet. It's their new stuff. I'm not much into matcha, so that's why cherry. Oh, but matcha, a real good matcha is so delicious. Luckily it's the weekend. Yeah. Oh my holy. Okay. I'm gonna give you time to write a bit of it in before I read it all, and I'm gonna catch up with chat for the rest of it. Jealous of everyone in the northern hemisphere with nice weather. I mean, how is the weather where you are? Where you're at, Misia? Where can I put my tea? I need this. Hold on, I'm just trying to Tetris everything into place. That small brush just wants to be on the floor. What's up with that? Okay, so am I still in frame if I'm set up like this? I don't think I'll use the small one, so I'll put it back. Alright, Otto. So I went to the big contemporary art show in Edinburgh today. Well, I popped into used the bathroom and went through a few rooms. And there was this drawing of 6 squares really badly colored in with colored pencil. Coloring pencil. Like a child colored it level. Oh, £1,050. 1,050 pounds. Oh. I'm still waiting to go home to finally get my hands on new acrylic markers. I love your swatches. They're so tidy. Yeah, my last bicycle doesn't fit me anymore. Way too small. That's funny. I've had the. I mean, I was offered a fresh bicycle last year as a gift, but until then, I would use the same bicycle I got when I was like 14. Because I'm not any taller, so why change the bike when you don't really need to? I'm allergic to the sun and live behind special glass at home. Suddenly happened to me. Oh, whoa. Want to find the next crispy. I mean, I'm a redhead, so it's always been crispy. Hot one day and cold the next in Adelaide at the moment. Oh, so you're in Australia. Ooh, pretty. And each square had maybe 1 or 2 rectangles in them in another color, but basic. Like, you know, the 12 color set of Crayola that you can get at the drugstore when it's back to school season for like $2. Oh, malt, that's unbelievable. Okay, let me get something going on at least. Let me put some water and cat hair on my painting, for starters. Alright, so, there you go. Brushes. I think I'm gonna need some brushes, right? Let's start with these. I stumbled upon Royal Watercolor Association, or whatever the name was, and it was so mid. Watercolors selling for 400 to 1500, but they were so weak. I mean, it's difficult in a sense, because who can account for taste? But yeah, sometimes it's a bit baffling. In Wisconsin, it's bright, sunny, and warm. Sandals! Oh my gosh, you're a brave one. I can sit with my cat on my window sill and pine. I thought maybe I should join, but yeah, that's a kind of weird thing. These sort of very elitist clubs, basically. I need a water dropper. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Plus, trying to keep up with chat. So, okay. Then I need a big wash. A big wash. Yeah, 12 set of crayon. And a sprayer. Oh, sorry. All right. So I'm trying to mix a very, very light gray, because I felt like, oh, that red is a bit too strong. I felt like doing a foggy kind of scene. And fog kind of makes everything look gray, and this is definitely purple, so. The big advantage of working with only 3 colors is that whatever mix you need to get to, the only way you'll be able to get there is by mixing the 3 colors you have, so. You don't have to think so hard about what to put in there. You just have to kind of keep mixing everything until it's to the point you want it. And I really put way too much red. It's purpley and I needed bluey. Yeah, 12 set of Crayola. Well, Lyra, if you go to a good bicycle place, they're not going to sell you a bike that's the wrong size for you. I got my time with doing the colors. Oh, you took your time, yeah. That's often the case. Like the streakiness shows a bit less if you're using like a lighter paper. Sometimes on black paper, the way some acrylic inks are made, they kind of feel like they have a dye component and then an opacity component. So when you put them on dark paper, the dye that is transparent disappears in the black paper, and all you're left with is a bit of the opacity and a bit of the color. So it's difficult. It's weird. I am getting there. Still a bit too... As much as I love ultramarine blue in general, it's a bit of a weak tinting strength. Track the artist down. I found it. You want to see? Oh, I would love to see. Laura! Hey! Hello! Hello, hello, hello! It's nice to see you! It's not even bad in a good way. Oh, I have to see now. Oh, I have tea on my... There you go. Hold on, I need to go see that. I'm sorry. What? Oh, oh, boom. It looks, well, none of them sold. It kind of looks like someone who's trying to prepare for like making a quilt, and they're trying to figure out what color they want to have in there. If you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't look... Oh. Oh. Ah, okay. It's still a bit purpley, but it will have to do. If everything is purpley, it's not gonna matter as much. I bet those crayons aren't even like that. Oh, that's a good point, Mald. You know what? This piece is perfect product for some money laundering. I very rarely take the make out of other people's art. People have their own journeys and their own point of view, but this is something else. That is quite the self-confidence. Maybe that's their superpower. Like, I would take some of that, right? I mean, that sounds nice to be that level of confident. That the red is unbelievably strong. I keep picking up way much more than I need for. Oh, and then I have to start my color mix over. Ah. Dang it. It's just so strong. Balancing, I did spot this toner of a watercolor gouache piece. It was glowing. You have to send these to me on IG so I can check them later. I want to see. I want to see. Alright, I think I need to let this one dry now. I know it's nothing impressive, but that's just a sort of underpainting kind of thing. See, I feel like it was done in acrylics. If it was done in acrylics, yeah, maybe with the texture. I can see that. I just found the first person's artsy. What's an artsy account? Oh, I need to see this guy. Okay, hold on. sorry, chair. Oh. I mean, on one hand, it doesn't look like he sold any. Oh, that's wow. Ooh, the butterfly one. Why is everything being weird? Okay. The butterfly one is really beautiful. I want to know if it's a man from a wealthier background trying to emulate. I mean, of course. Of course, it's someone from a substantially wealthier background, because you have to pay to get into those associations, and then he's not really selling any paintings, is he? Have you found that these 3 colors are good for mixing diverse colors? I saw a video recently on them and I like the giant size of them, but I'm hesitant to get such a bright yellow. I think the yellow is quite good. It is really bright, but if they eventually have a cyan and a magenta, I would still get that yellow. They had a really peculiar approach to the colors selected, in the sense that they have to come from a sort of different painting school, if that makes sense. Because I feel like, if anything, you would release red, yellow, blue. I don't like them, but that's the most commonly seen trio, and then perhaps a Payne's gray or a a black. Okay, now I'm gonna switch to other painting. I don't know where I'll put everything. We'll figure it out. Oh, this is gonna be awkward. Awkward. Does that work? Where do I put the brush? Oh, here. Oh, that's good. Okay. He definitely has high attitude. His work is impressive. I mean, the price tag. The yellow is PY3, if I remember right. I'm trying to spot my triad sketchbook. Oh, it's there. Ugh. This is not great paper, but you can still get a sort of an idea of the kind of colors you can mix. Everything is a bit muted because I don't think there's any 2 of these that go in the same direction temperature wise when you kind of mix them together. But they're still quite cohesive, and you can get a good neutral with the 3 of them. Becoming an RSA academician, whatever, Requires being elected by existing Royal Scottish Academician. Sorry for killing that word. This involves a rigorous selection process where a panel of reviews. Whoa. How did that guy get in there? Thank you for letting me vent. Of course. I like PY3 and PB29. Yeah, the red, like I sprayed I sprayed the pan so it would be easier to pick up color, but I maybe shouldn't have because it's really, really strong. It's kind of overpowering all the other colors. And now I have to remember to go through this palette, not what's over here for this one. Ah! Okay, this is what about this? Okay. I really don't like having to go over my painting to get to my palette. This is not making me happy. There you go. Much better. Mucho better. All right. I have no idea. I guess it's just a lot of people that with their own farts. That was disrupting. I don't know. It reminds me a bit of when I used to work downtown and downtown Montreal, especially in the summer, but it's very touristy, lots and lots of tourists. So a lot of the stores and shops are also aimed at tourists. And there's one street that for some reason has an unusually high number of art galleries on it. And some of these had such terrible paintings, and it would just baffle the brain every single time I would watch these, because I would stop and look at the painting that's in the window and be like, who's gonna buy that? Maybe someone, but it was always so weird. Oyster salsa, hey! It's 2:30 a.m. Whoa. Why are you up? You're up and about at 2:30 a.m. Ooh. And although, who knows, maybe the guy with the Crayola squares is a really hot architect. He sure knows how to do them squares, right? There's a local art prize here in Adelaide. It's for authors and is announced during Writers' Week. One of the authors not only nominated, but also shortlisted one. I'm afraid for what's gonna come next. Like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. I would probably be more annoyed if, and that sounds mean, so I'm sorry for that, but if the dude that does the squares sold any of them. Because it's not rare to find artists that are unable to sell paintings. That's just the way the like economy works. But like to see someone with that kind of output being able to sell the stuff for that price is so okay, it was for also shortlisted was for a manuscript made with AI, and the reason given was that it is disrupting. The other authors were so egregiously rude to the entire panel. Oh, that sounds awesome. The fact that everyone was like not taking it in stride. Like, no ma'am. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, that's so funny. No one wants anything to do with your AI dog shit. Pardon my French, but imagine putting in the work to write a novel, poetry collection, or whatever, and you're shortlisted, but one of the other authors who has written numerous books on her own before was written with ChatGPT, and you ask poetic about it in ugh. Hey, Busy Bee, hello, welcome. It's nice to see you. You came in at a weird time because I went bleh after reading something, but yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Come on in. I saw a comment today that made me laugh. It was referring to ChatGPT, and it was like, you know, in French, if you take it like literally, it translates to cat, and then I farted. So ChatGPT is chat GPT, so basically cat I farted, and it was already in my brain 24/7 that the GPT sounds like I farted because I speak French first, and so every time people are trying to say that ChatGPT is awesome, all I can think of is haha, it says farted. So that's something that you can maybe keep in mind too now that I've shared this contagious plague with you of always thinking about ChatGPT in those terms. That's fine. I go bleh after reading it. Everyone, what is the best thing you ate this week? Ooh. No best things for me. I'm on diet because... Oh, no. Oh, that sounds unpleasant. I really hope they figure it out quickly. Yeah. Like you're on a restrictive diet to figure out what's the issue? Oh, crêpe. What's the best thing I ate this week? I mean, I try really hard to eat stuff that I enjoy, which is not always to something that goes along the direction of my general health goals, but the best thing, I don't know, everything was kind of decent. It was last week, but homemade fries. Hey, Harukaze, hello. Long time no see. It's been a while. We get this vegan kind of fake pulled meat that is made from shiitake stems and tofu. And it's surprisingly delicious. It doesn't sound like much when I describe it, but the reality of the thing is that it's nicely seasoned, the texture is quite fun, and it's really good. So we've been getting that to prepare on our evenings where we would go to the restaurant or get takeout. Because takeout is expensive now, much more expensive. So the fancy vegan fake thingy is a bit less expensive. Weather is bad this week, so nothing fancy for me, i.e. going out. But you can get delivery, or you can just cook something at home that was particularly good. Not a good week for food for me, for some reason, but I've been making a lot of hot chocolate. Ooh! You make this local chocolate paste that... Oh, that sounds good. Oh, you can have it cold, I guess. Pasta with spinach and roquefort. Ooh, that's blue cheese, right? So for now, my best thing is bread. Bread is unimpressive in Korea. Oh, ooh. Yeah. I mean, unless you find a dedicated bakery. Like, good bread is more of a European thing. Hey, Phil's! Phil? Oh, my chat is so tiny. Phil's Hard Journey, hi. But Korea's honey toast. Ooh, honey. I've had cold hot... It's always funny to say that, right? Cold hot chocolate. It's like, wait, what? What did you do with it? I've been enjoying making cold brew decafs. I found a few of the non-dairy milks that do a really good froth. Ugh. Oh, that's a nasty word. I don't like it. But anyway, they're not sold as barista milks, so they're a much more affordable price, but they do just as well in the milk frother. European bread is so good. I miss it. Oh, it's amazing. Bread is so good. I feel so bad that, you know, some people cannot enjoy bread, because I'm like, oh, it's good. It's good. And you could say the same about cheese. I cannot have dairy, so some people are like, but you're missing out on all the cheese. And I know. I'm fully aware. I get it. No cheese for me. Isn't cold hot chocolate milk? I mean, I don't know. Having it be not specified kind of has a vibe of room temperature milk, which is just about every level of gross you can think of. So I would specify like cold or hot chocolate beverage, but just chocolate milk. I don't know why, but to me it just sounds nasty. So small bakers are not a thing, and big chains are sometimes unethical. Ooh. I am European, so sweet bread is cake to me. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Oh, it's gotta be difficult to not have access to a good crusty bread. Hey, Paolo! Paolo comes in just as we're talking about food. You have a good timer. Now I am growing into the idea of making my own bread on a frying pan. Ooh. Like a cast iron and you put it in the oven, or... Cold hot chocolate was much thicker than just choco milk. Or like very chocolate heavy shake. Yeah, like a drinking chocolate, basically. But cold, it's gonna solidify. It's gonna be you're gonna need a spoon to eat it. Hey, Sean, hello. Happy Saturday. It's kind of surprising just how much bread there is in North America, but at the same time, how terrible most of that bread is. And then some people do the weirdest thing, like they will buy, you know, those bready bagels that are not should never be named bagels, and they will eat them without toasting them, and you're like, what is wrong with you? Yuck. Here in Montreal, we get legit bagels, like actually good bagels, and I cannot fathom eating a legit good bagel without toasting it first, unless it's super duper fresh, like they just baked it. Otherwise, you have to toast that. How can you eat that without toasting it? No. Potato Pirate, hello! Was supposed to be asleep now, but got woken up because we almost got hit by a tornado. Oosh. It lifted right as it passed over. Oh, wow! What? I don't know to which god you made sacrifices and offerings, but you owe them a big thank you. American bread is not it. Godly, we have Asian bakeries around. That saves a bit, yeah. Can someone please explain to me why American sandwich bread is so sweet? Everything American is super sweet and all salty. I mean... and then, even then, like the regular sort of sandwich bread in the US is not sweet to the average North American person. You have an extra category of sweet bread, stuff like the Wonder Bread and whatnot, that is particularly sweet on top. It's like brioche at this point. So there are some recipes to make yeast-based. Oh, yeast-based. I am worried I might need a cast iron pan. But I have only regular pan and oof. Oh, that might be difficult then. But it is Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Hey, long time no see. It's so nice to see you. Hi. Only it's Mark. Oh, this is my topic. I hate our bread. I hate it so much. I keep telling my mother how horrible it is, and she thinks I'm crazy. I mean, we grew up on this stuff, right? And then you eventually level up to the crusty bread, and you're like, oh, I see. Unironically, because the US grows more corn than they know what to do with, so they turn it into high fructose corn syrup Yeah, they kind of put it in everything. It also gives way to one of the weirdest thing I've ever seen, which is pancake syrup. Like, it's just syrup. It's like syrup of nothing but sugar. And as a Canadian that grew up with maple syrup, it makes absolutely no sense. It's just the most weird concept I've seen, to have this bottle of just liquid sugar that doesn't taste anything special. Like maple syrup, yes, it's liquid sugar, but it has a really unique taste. And it's delicious. And even then, it has a few like minerals in there. It's not purely just sugar. And then you look at, the breakfast table in US movies, and they have this just weird syrup that's nothing. It breaks my brain. Thank you all. How are you all? Aw. We've got mostly sweetbreads too. Thank God for the sourdough craze. That's true. People got really serious about baking bread. I wonder what shock Americans have when they eat European bread. I mean, depending on who it is, some probably hate it, like. But there's some that have probably what do they call it? A come to Jesus moment. I guess you, but also maple syrup is so pricey. It's pricey here too. It is made here and it's expensive. It's absurd, but I would rather put anything like honey. Dude, put honey on your pancake. Why do you have like, yeah, Mrs. Bothersworth again. Once you have syrup right out of Drummondville, you'll never eat Mrs. Bothersworth. Yeah, exactly. Ah, Drummond. So many sugar shacks in Quebec. There's something called golden. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's just sugar. It's no flavor. I kind of love golden. Otto, do you need an intervention? You have honey. You have delicious heather honey. And you like golden syrup? I am so disappointed right now. I agree again. Grew up on maple flavored corn syrup. Oof. They haven't nailed the fake maple flavor yet in most things that are maple flavored. It's a bit, it's a bit off. Like, it's fine if you don't taste the real thing, but if you taste the real thing, oof. Still have a few bottles of Canadian maple syrup. Yeah. It's the good thing if you get it in a can. Golden syrup has flavor. No. Golden syrup is not pancake. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were referring to the American kind of pancake syrup, and I was so disappointed. Golden syrup in the UK is way too thick for pancake. Oh, okay, it's really thick, so it's a bit more like honey. And do they like caramelize it a bit so it has a bit of flavor? And it's not just sweet. I'm very particular on my honey. My favorite is Mandarin honey, but it's impossible to find anywhere aside from, good luck. Oof. Lol, no, we ruined honey too. Took forever for us to have access to real unadulterated. Oh. That's two things that I'm really grateful for here, is that we have a thriving beekeeper business here in Quebec and maple syrup. So we get amazing honey and amazing, if expensive, maple syrup. We have a name here in Quebec for that fake syrup, and we call it sirop de poteau, which is basically, you know how maple syrup comes from a tree, the maple tree. Well, you have to tap the tree and collect the sap, and then the sap gets boiled down into a syrup. Sirop de poteau kind of refers to if you were to tap one of the telephone poles. That's also a big, like, tree trunk, but that's not a tree. So whatever syrup, quote unquote, you would get from tapping a telephone pole would not be good syrup. So that's why we call it sirop de poteau, if I remember right. That was always my impression of it. It's not maple syrup, but it does have a rich depth to it. I mean, you could have caramel, like caramel syrup, which is basically, you know, if you kind of caramelize your sugar a bit to give it a bit of a taste. So that's cool. That's really cool. But yeah, to just have plain, sort of, a simple syrup, basically, that's thickened a bit, but that has no particular flavor. That's just sugar. It's such a weird concept in my brain. Anyway. I'm rambling a lot and I'm not painting a lot. That's a kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, a word for something that happens regularly in a situation. Not a standard. Anyway, happens often. It's 4:30 a.m. I'm going to try and go to sleep. Oh, have good luck with that. So happy I finally caught one of your live streams. North American and European streams are always at a stupid time for me. Yeah, and there's no way around it in a way, because if I try to have a stream that's a better time for you, it's gonna be a weird time for me. So it is difficult, but I really appreciate that you were able to hop in. I'll have to go check out your Instagram too. I hope you're able to find a sleep quickly. Fall asleep. Words. What are words? My butt is telling me that I have to get up and stretch for a little bit. But I also have to finish painting this. Mein butt. Whoopalai. Stretching time. I'm trying to find a decent French dictionary, and it seems that people don't use dictionaries anymore. Like, what is going on? You'd have perhaps an easier time finding one in a used bookstore. Hey, Galgos, hi. May I ask, what paper do you paint on? I'm always torn between cold press and hot press because I work on ink drawings. I love the absorbency of cold press, but oh yeah, it destroys pens. It is so painful for pens. I tend to work with cold press, but I'm not really picky. I want to get more used to hot press, but I've used a lot of cold press, and I just, ruin my pens. But it has to be preferably cotton paper. That's the thing that I'm perhaps more picky about. Stretching. You need to get up and stretch too. Right. Back. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. I draw comics, by the way, so it's always paint on ink. Ooh, comics! Ooh, you do them traditionally. That's whew. That's a kind of a leap of faith. Even soda is better in Europe. Lemon Fanta. Oh, lemon Fanta. You also have Orangina, which is made with actual orange juice, and it's so good. The only way we can get it here is I have to go to the Italian grocery store, and they get the Polish Orangina. If you draw comics, though, you would probably enjoy working with hot press more because of the inking. It's a bit difficult to. It's more of a steep learning curve to paint on hot press because you don't have the texture of the paper to help you with making sure everything spreads around smoothly. But it is easier to ink for sure, and then to scan also. We don't get used bookstore. I don't believe you, Paulo. How? What? Dumb question. Is that the Kuretake? I know it's a. Sorry, it's a little palette from Woomer. He reached out to me. Like I did a review of their super small 9-color palette, and then they emailed me again not long ago, asking if I would like to do a video on this one, and I said yes, of course. If you want to get to me, you put a cat on your stuff. And I mean, I like the little 9-color palette. It's a lot of fun. It's not paints that I would put in a museum, but I really like this little palette so far. It's it's handy. I don't know if Kuretake has a similar palette in design. That's always possible, but this one is not particularly from Kuretake. In Fanta. In Europe, Fanta is made with... Yeah, I know that. Not here. Not here. I mean, I still love Fanta. They had the 2 liters of strawberry Fanta at the grocery store recently, and you would be hard pressed to find anything that looks more synthetic than strawberry Fanta. It still was delicious, but wow, it's the same. Sorry, it's the same color as the strawberry Jello. Oh, if it's that one. Please show me the lotus green that's purple. Hold on. Here. It's this one. Color is named Lotus Green, but it's a purple. It's 100% a purple. So I don't know. It's not the only brand that does that, of course, but I'm always a bit baffled. Like even Sennelier has some color names that make no sense. they have a brown pink that's actually a green color. So it's like, wait, I keep telling my husband KFC is good, but it's only because I only had it in Europe, made from local chicken. I don't even want to try it here. Yeah, don't. You're gonna be so disappointed. Well, imagine if Daniel Smith had a set with cats on it. Hi, Dominic. I would be, what's the word I'm looking for? It would be a difficult situation to manage. Because on one hand, good paints, cat. On the other hand, company I don't like. If you have Polish Orangina, then maybe you have Polish fruit smoothie for kills called Kubus. These are amazing. I'll check it out, definitely. They have a bunch of Polish stuff at that specific grocery store. It's really funny because they have, of course, an inordinate amount of Italian stuff. And then you have a lot of Polish stuff. And then there's a few Asian things, I think. And like it's really like small doses of everything else after that. But really the main things you will find there is Italian and Polish. I would get they have a Swedish cucumber pickle. That's a Polish brand, and it's so good. I love grape Fanta. Oh, you can have all of the grape Fanta. Yeah, no, that's a purple. It is a purple. Yes, Sakura Kai. That's it. I love those boxes. Oh, you mean the koi? Sakura koi. They're not the same boxes. It's the same kind of, unless there's a new design. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I like the Sakura koi boxes, and I hate the paint that's in them. This paint, in my opinion, is better than the Sakura koi paint. It's less I don't like saying that, but it's the only way I can think of describing the Sakura koi paints. I find them to be really chalky. I don't have that feeling with these. My question is, any idea about Mooncalli set of Holbein? I haven't seen that. Fanta exotic. Exotic? Oh, peach Fanta and honeydew melon Fanta is also amazing. I could destroy a bottle of Fanta. Fanta in a bag of Funyuns. Oh, the breath, man. How to get a good breath in one easy step. I think the only way it can be worse is if you have a bag of Doritos instead of the bag of Funyuns, but I'm not sure. Even there, I'm not sure. I would destroy a bottle of Orangina too. Orangina is basically, what if soft drinks were made with a bit of real juice in them? And it's really, really good. Soft drinks are full of sugar. Oh, absolutely. That's all that's in there. Are the Holbein granulation sets finally available outside Japan? I saw them in some new looking sets that are different from the Japanese box. Maybe? I think that the moon set is one of the granulating sets. Oh! Oh! White cheddar popcorn breath is worse. I mean, Doritos. Is it really worse than Doritos? The fake orange stuff? Ugh. Perhaps if you get the ranch Doritos, you can probably kill people with that one. So Artie Miranda stopped shipping Holbein to US. Oh, because of the tariffs. Or because of trade agreements. Munka said it's on the page of Peter's art shop in Berlin, which is... yeah, I know that Peter's art also have Roman Schmal. But I'm not painting. This is not... That's always what happens. I think our export sweets are bird's milk. It is a type of cream dipped in chocolate. Huh. I mean, we have... I don't think it's Polish, but we have Milka chocolate that we get a lot. Like, unless you go to a grocery store that has stuff that's a bit more from all over the place, I don't see a lot of Polish stuff in like the quote-unquote standard grocery store here, which is a shame because there's a bunch of really neat stuff. I think trade agreement. The trade agreement caught up with Arte Miranda. No. Jackson's also doesn't ship to the US from UK warehouse, but does ship if they have it in US warehouse. I mean, they don't ship Holbein to Canada. They don't ship Winsor & Newton to Canada because of trade agreements. Like the company that exports those products here has probably an agreement that says that you cannot get these products anywhere else than through them. The Holbein granulating set is being sold more and more. I saw the full set for 84 euros. Oh yeah! Have you said the Wimmer set is less chalky than Koi? Would you know? It is a Chinese brand. And what about the new... I haven't seen that one. Just from the name. I guess I'm curious about the Temu set. What is this Temu set? Blick has full granulating set from about 120, 130. I thought you mentioned a new, not bad Temu. I haven't tried a lot of Temu paints. I will try the palettes, like all the hardware, but as far as the paints themselves, it's my experience with the paints hasn't been that great. They were just not my type of paint. Poland produces a lot of food. Even here in Korea, I can get a lot of it, especially Polish butter. Ooh, just need the nice. That's where the issue comes in. I mean, Butter on crackers can be good. Then you're gonna tell me like, oh, the crackers here suck too. I'm gonna be so sad. Oh, I don't know where Lana is today. Timo said new watercolors in a fine walnut box with special mixing space. We have a lot of little bakeries around here, so I'm not really worried about finding good bread here, and I'm really grateful for that. Polish bonbons are great. I wonder if Becca Hilburn has reviewed them. Otto. Not a fan of crackers at all. That's a bummer. Actually, my big shock is that there is not many salty snacks in Korea. Oh, really? Though you have, what's the name of it? Yakwa? It's not a salty, it's a sweet snack, but it's basically a cookie that tastes like donuts. That's okay. Potato pirate, no worries. Yeah, okay. I hope Becca has a plan B, because yeah. I was referring to the... Okay. Green break is the best for me. My dad's family. Ooh! Green break. Actually use butter to make a kind of homemade chocolate. Why not? I mean, they make chocolate with cocoa butter, so... Oh, I know. Yeah, I had it, but... Whenever I can hit up the Japanese Korean grocery, that's not very close to me. It's a bit far, so that's why I rarely go. But oh my gosh, if they have the Korean donut cookies, I always bring back a bunch because it is so good. San Francisco sourdough is the bread to convert non-believers. I mean, regardless of where you make it, if you make sourdough, I feel like it's... I don't think one place does sourdough better than any other place. Korean donut. I don't know how to describe it. It looks like a cookie, but when you bite into it, it tastes like a donut. I think it's some sort of fried cookie. Yes, the climate matters? Really? Huh. So why is the San Francisco one better? Sorry, can stop thinking about burnt butter. Don't ask me why. Sourdough. San Francisco sourdough is often associated with a specific strain of lactobacillus. Seriously, it's named that. San Franciscensis. What? Yeah, I think it's a traditional snack, the Korean cookie. They kind of look like flowers a bit, and they're really dense. They're really good. I really like them. Huh, that's really cool. Yakwa, yeah. Yakwa, faint taste of sesame. The ones I've had didn't really taste of sesame that I can remember of, but they really felt like biting into a super condensed donut. They're good with tea or something that because they're fried. They're like some sort of fried cookie thingy. Oh, they're so good. Just find a friend in San Francisco who can give you the starter and hopefully maintain it. I mean, you could go there and sort of do your own starter if it's in if it's a strain of bacteria that is just present there. I think the way you make a starter for sourdough is basically just flour, water, and then you leave it on the counter and you let, the air interact with it. I think. I didn't get into the sourdough trend of the last 5 years. I think you can also train your starter on a piece of sourdough. Oh, really? Huh. Yakwa. They are mainly sugar and oil held by prayer and a little bit of flour. That describes them well. They're amazing, though. They're delicious. It's such a satisfying, like you say, it's a satisfying cookie to have with a cup of tea. New life goal unlocked. Become known for my particular superior strain of bacteria. Oh, that sounds like end of the world kind of stuff. Local climate. The cool, foggy climate is believed to play a role in the development of the specific microorganisms that contribute to the bread's distinct flavor. Wow, that's really cool. Sounds like an interesting hobby. Visit everywhere and make starters to take home. Sounds like London a good place for sourdough. I don't know if it's perhaps a bit too cold for that. Well, Edinburgh must have a good strain because the sourdough bread here are amazing. Who doesn't love a live experience that makes you drunk? I mean, that's kind of what always ends up happening here. Even if we try, we always go right back around to talking about food. Well, I kind of much prefer it to a lot of other topics we could broach. I feel like food, paint, and pets is a good you know, selection. If one day would love to hear about you and D&D. D&D illustration seems to be so much. Huh. I mean, what's the kind of stuff that you would like to know? We all should cook together. Oh, can you imagine the mess? Oh, are you into D&D? Do you participate in forums and commissions? Just silly things. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I don't necessarily play D&D because on its own, Dungeons and Dragons is one specific system of role-playing games. I've played a bunch of different ones, different settings, for how long has it been? Over 25 years. And oftentimes it's my characters, but I also like to paint other people's character too. And it's fun because it's sometimes you want to paint something but you don't really know what. And you don't really have to create something. You can, you know, just, it's kind of taking something that's already there. I don't know. I'm not like fervently into it, but I still enjoy. I love all the different settings because it's always fun to be put into a setting that's different, and then stuff happens and it forces you to try to think and react through a perspective that is not necessarily your own, if that makes sense. So that's kind of cool. I've never tried sourdough bread. I always go for the brown bread. Well, you can have brown sourdough. If you mean like brown flour. I want to derail the conversation on food though. I just noticed you post character art sometimes. Yeah. My main issue with posting character art is that I still struggle at drawing it. But if I didn't struggle as much, I think I would draw a whole lot more of it. It's just difficult. So it needs a different brain mood to, you know, really sit down and figure out how am I gonna draw this character. I'm reading a cookbook while I listen. Speaking of D&D, did you see the remaster for Oblivion? No, I'm not a very big computer gamer. Really. I've heard about it. I've know people who've played it, but I haven't personally played it. And I know there's a bit of an issue with it because it's through Microsoft, so there's the BDS list, so some people are on purpose not playing Oblivion because of that, but that's about the extent of what I know. I've played Baldur's Gate 3 and good old Neverwinter Nights, and that's it. And wait, no, the Dragon Age. They don't really count. Dragon Age Mass Effect doesn't really count. I am also a nerd with years in TTRPG. I started with Warhammer First Edition. Well, wait, hold on. Warhammer, is that tabletop role-playing game, or is it more like the more strategy game with all the minis? Alright, thanks. I'm fascinated by the whole roleplay games, but never got the opportunity. Well, I hope you get an opportunity eventually, if that's something that interests you, because it's a lot of fun to, you know, it's a fun hobby in a way. If you like that kind of stuff, there's a channel on YouTube that's Mystery Quest. They have really fun games, and you know, the ones we hear the most about are stuff like Critical Role, and their stuff is a really big production and really long-lasting storylines and all that. And it's not something that I can easily get into. I much prefer, you know, smaller things and a bit less production. I don't qualify as a theater kid, so yeah. And Mystery Quest, they do like little games. It's like one session is one full scenario. It's one game. I don't know how to describe it. My words are failing me. But basically, they release their games in segments of about an hour, and a whole game, a whole like mission, a whole scenario is going to be 4 to 5 hours, sometimes less. So you can watch and hear them play throughout this whole thing relatively quickly, and they try all different settings. They have stuff like Mothership, which is more like in space and horror. They have stuff like Call of Cthulhu, which is not in space but also horror. And you know, more traditional stuff as well. They have Morkborg, which is one of my favorite games from them, and that kind of stuff. Warhammer has both. Oh, okay. See, I'm not very familiar with it. We've played Shadowrun, Exalted, D&D, various editions. I'm trying to think of the rule books we have. Played a different of little settings that are different, like Forbidden Lands, Icon. But we played a lot of D&D in various iterations. I heard it was a good remaster, but female gamers got... Oh, a lot of the outfits got defeminized. What? I mean, I don't necessarily mind it. My experience of the female protagonist having a quote-unquote feminized outfit were not great. They were kind of bad. Like Shepherd's dress? Ugh. Give me a break. It wasn't cute. Doesn't help that she walked like a dude because they used the same animation, but that's a rant for another day. Oblivion is the only game that ever gave me actual nightmares. Oh, really? I had to stop. Morrowind and Skyrim were fine, but Oblivion was so dark. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Mine is Warhammer Battle, Warhammer Fantasy. Oh, okay. There's also Warhammer 40k. Just both battle. Okay. I was in Unreal Tournament. My dreams. Vampire. I haven't tried Vampire the Masquerade. Oh, maybe I tried, but like once. We did a lot of Exalted, which is also from White Wolf. It was probably the most 2000s system to have ever existed. It was a lot of fun, though. It was a bit different. Neat. At the very least, I want to understand the fan art and character art of these role-playing things. So pretty. Did you watch the Dungeon and Dragon movie? Dungeon and Dragons movie that came out not long ago. Because it gives a good feeling for the general vibe of that kind of setup. And it's a really fun movie. Even if you are not into like tabletop RPGs or whatnot, the movie is still a lot of fun, and they did a good job with it. We watched such a great little animated miniseries not long ago. Well, we finished yesterday, so really not long ago. But I cannot like rant and rave about it because it's in French, and I could not, in good conscience, necessarily recommend it in English because, first of all, I didn't watch it in English, and I don't know how accurate it is, but it was so nice. It was so funny. I bought a tube of Perline Green thinking I would like it, but I'm not a fan. Oh, do you know why not? When that happens, there's a thing you can try, and it's just to mix it with any colors you have on your palette. Because that way you might be able to use it in a mix that you wouldn't have thought of. They banned it? Why did they ban it? Mold. I hated the D&D movie when it first came out. Yet I watched it last weekend and loved it. I think Chris Pine turned me off. First time. Captain Kirk with a kid. I mean, it's a bit weird, but then he plays a bard and he's really good at it. So it looks bleached out. I wanted. Oh, which brand did you get it from? That's unusual. And I mean, Perylene Green is usually not a convenience mix. It is a single pigment paint. So you can't really call it a convenience mix. I'm going to stick with Phthalo Green Pearl Scarlet. Yeah, that's a good mix. They banned it for blackface? Which technically was a black... Oh. Yeah, okay. Touchy. Oh, Daniel Smith, huh? I would have expected better from them. Henry Cavill is a big Warhammer 40k nerd, by the way. I know. It was so funny to watch interviews about The Witcher, and at some points you would have Joey Beatty and Henry Cavill start, talking Warhammer, and it was so funny to see them go because you could tell that they were really into it. And they start talking about this faction or that faction or whatever, and it's just like, oh, they really like it. I really enjoyed the D&D movie, but probably because, I know D&D and it's still enjoyable. I think that's what they did great, is that they managed to make a D&D movie that kind of everyone can enjoy. Yeah, heard Cavill is working on a movie for that franchise. Ooh. Still bummed that they booted him out of Witcher, but yeah. Wait, Reggie Jean Page needed more screen time. I don't think the paint is defective. It's just my opinion. Yeah, but it's weird because I've mostly used Holbein's Perylene Green, and it's really quite dark and intense. It doesn't look washed out really, but it's kind of sort of a flat dark green. So perhaps sometimes that's the depth that's not present that you would get from mixing PG7 and Pearl Scarlet. Love camp. My name is Campbell. Campy movies are amazing. Painting minis and stuff. There's such an art to painting miniatures. Like the people who are really good at it, they're impressive. Cavill and Black. Who Black? Put their all into movie, and no matter what, they get a good return because of their effort. Who? Daniel Smith's Berlin Green isn't my favorite, but it's decent. I prefer Michael Harding's. Berlin Green has a big drawing shift. Yeah, maybe. I think I expected too much the first time I watched D&D, then seeing it last week, I was open to the camp and I loved it. For real D&D, I just watched... Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The whole scene... Okay, if you feel like you don't want to be spoiled anything about the D&D movie, just plug your ears for a second here. Okay? Plugged. I'm gonna possibly spoil a thing or not, but the bit where the bard illusion starts failing will forever live in my head rent-free as one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It is so funny. The way he kind of distorts and melts, and it's just so absurd and perfect, and I love it so much. So what do people classify as camp movies they enjoy? Ooh, good question. Berlin Green is a dull dark green. Yeah, on its own it can fall a bit flat, but in mixes, like Perylene Green with Perylene Violet or one of the Perylene Reds, you can get some really intense color. And it doesn't take you a lot of work to get to a really dark value, you know. Campy horror movies. Oh, Jack Black. Oh, I don't like Jack Black. I feel like he's the other way around. He tries a bit too hard, always. Stan Smith controversial. There is a bit of an... It depends on the people. Some people have no issues with Daniel Smith, and it's perfectly fine. And some people have some reservations, which is also completely valid. So mostly the Holbein user here. Yay! I say stick with Holbein. I will forever support my my Holbein fellas. I love Holbein. Like Minecraft movie. Oh, but it made a kill. Did he? No. Everything I've heard about the Minecraft movie was not great. But yeah, ugh. My favorite campy movies are the Final Destination movies. Wait, which ones? I always confused. Get two franchises of quote-unquote horror movies confused. The Quiet Screen with Granulation by Rosa. You showed us. It is difficult. It is hard to get, but it is so pretty. Yes, I mean, that scene is so good. It is so good. Campy horror. I always think of my man Bruce Campbell. Oh man. And oh wait, I've only seen it in French. But in that Necronomicon movie, when he has to say the magic words and he goes like rah 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 rah, and then he mumbles the third word. Oh, that's so funny. It's like, dude. My 5 campy movies are Pacific Rim, Geostorm, the last 2 Thor movies, the D&D movie, Jumanji. I think you have 21 Jump Street too in your... I mean, is that camp? I don't know. I know what you mean about mixing. I used to hate Talos, but now they get everywhere. But I mean, they always get everywhere. That's kind of the thing. But yeah, in a good way. Holbein is my favorite as well. I'm glad. There's so many Holbein fans in the chat. it gets talked down so much, but it's like, yeah, maybe, but it's super reliable, it's super good. Colors are nice. Yeah, never ever disappointed when using them. Same. Absolutely. I tried to paint a commission once with Schminke colors and I was so disappointed because it came out so flat. And I was like, what's happening? And then I redid the same painting with Holbein colors and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. These work better for me. Sharknado. Oh, I agree with Jack Black, not a fight there. I don't know. Maybe we should not talk about Jack Black too much. Final Destination is amazing franchise. Is it the one that a group of people, like there's one of them that has a vision and it kind of saves the rest of them, but then since they cheated death kind of catches up to them? Is that the one? Because if so, that one is so funny. It's so silly. Army of Darkness, thank you. I couldn't find that. Mix Perlin green with... What? What's that color? Cognac? Wait, what? Don't hate on Schminke. I don't want to hate on it. It's just that it was so weird because like my vibe was completely off. And then I switched paint and the vibes aligned so much better. But I love Schminke paints. They're great paints. Not an issue. No problem with them. It was just so... It's a bit like grabbing the wrong tool and not understanding why it's not giving you the result you want, you know. I switched it up and it was much easier. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. How about Death Becomes Her? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's an old one, but a good one. That I saw only in French, like a bajillion times. I love how no millennial will ever drive behind a lorry full... Seriously. I see them on the road and I you know, I give them the side eye. Hold on, Perlin green with... Oh, quinacridone gold, you mean? Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Can we call Addams Family movies campy too? I don't know, maybe? Campy movie. I don't know. Schminke paints are softer and the Holbeins are brighter. Yeah. And sometimes, you know, you need kind of a... I think it was just that the colors of Holbein that I could pick from were more what I was trying to find within my Schminke range. So, you know, when I did the switch, it was super effortless. I have no idea what's going on with Otto in chat. You lost me there. Holbein definitely favors illustration. If you need vivid colors and control. Yeah, I feel that's precisely the thing. The paints are super reliable. They re-wet well, they work well, they don't spread out too much. They're vibrant. Their range doesn't have a particular flaw in terms of if you look at all the hues available. Like, you look at all the Holbein colors available and it's not something where you see like 6 yellows, 1 orange, 2 magenta, 5 reds. You know, it's more like you have a significant number of options for each color you might need. Does that make sense? I may get flagged for that, but aren't the Star Wars movies a little campy now? You mean the older ones? I'm sorry. Oh, I mean, have fun, Otto. I'm just still trying to figure out what I would consider a campy movie that I enjoy. I'm just terrible at figuring these things out when I have to, like... Campy movie. I don't think it's campy per se, but we watched the old Willow movie not long ago. And it was so funny to see all these special effects scenes. Because at some point they slide downhill on a sort of sled in the snow. And the shots where it's obviously a puppet instead of a real person are so freaking funny. That's kind of what I like. I don't know if it counts, but it's not a genre specifically, but I enjoy the older movies with the very practical effects that sometimes, you know, they wouldn't fool anyone. But that's kind of what I like. They're so silly. Ooh, potato pirate. You went for a very challenging one. Don't you want to be a princess instead? I feel like for a movie to be campy, it needs to be entertaining. I mean, you kind of want to be entertained by any movie you watch. I feel like campy movies, maybe what makes them a bit more campy is, you know, that suspension of disbelief thing that happens in movies. I feel like campy movies are not very good at being subtle with it. And it's the moment you decide that you buy in anyway that makes them kind of, you know, feel campy. It's like, yeah, I realize that this is just a really lousy puppet, but let's go for it, you know. Oh, it just feels like camp and horror. Burton movies, it's confusing because, I mean, it's neither horror, neither neither camp. It's Tim Burton. Is Constantine campy? That's such a fun movie to watch. I love it. I feel like Supernatural is campy AF. If you excuse my French. It's not a movie. But as far as campy go, it is so campy, in my opinion. I love Constantine with Tilda Swinton. If you want sheer camp, watch They Live. Dude, that's such a good movie. No, how is that camp? It's so good. Ah, the costumes are so dorky but it's such a good movie. I love it. I watched it again recently and I still love it. I love how it's such a simple movie in a way. It is so good. Had to have the huge black wig too. I was so disappointed that I wasn't allowed to stop my chairs. I would have loved to see your mom. Like an adult's reaction to what's going on. I think that would have been also very funny. off topic, but what is everyone's way to get a bright pink without opera? I mean, you just need to find which brand has the brightest neon-free magenta color. That's the only way you can get to it. And then you don't mix anything in it, and that's gonna be as bright as it gets. Oh man, I kind of want to watch They Live again. You cannot mix a pink color, so you have to get it straight from the tube and use it straight from the tube and try to find one that doesn't have neon dyes in it. That's the best we can do. I rewatched They Live the other day. It's so good. Did you guys see they made what's it called? You know when you have an image that depending on the angle that you look at it, it changes. Like it's a different image. There's a name for one of those. Like it's you used to get like cards like that in cereal boxes a very long time ago. Like it'd be like, oh, it's Luke Skywalker. Oh, it's Darth Vader. Oh, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. You know, that kind of deal. But they made posters like that were based on They Live, and it was Trump and Elon Musk. And depending on the angle, you would get to see like the aliens. Oh, it was so freaking good. Such a good concept. Lenticular, I think that's it. Caught it on one of those movie channels. The alleyway scene in They Live is so classic because Roddy Piper was a pro wrestler. Yeah, it's so funny. And he was a Canadian wrestler. Oh yeah. No, not with the red and blue glasses, just you know, if you look at the image itself, it's kind of a I don't know how to describe it. Because the red and blue glasses, they only make everything 3D. But these are the images that if you look at it like at an angle, you're going to see one image. And then at the other angle, it's going to be something completely different. I think lenticular is the name of it. But yeah, they made these posters and they were like Trump, and then when you would move, it would still be him, but with the alien face from They Live. And then Musk, same thing. And it was so, I was like, oh, that's clever. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's it. I think they are printed on a ridged surface. So it's, yeah. It's like this, if you look at it really close, it's like this little, like a saw. Like it has all these peaks. And I think on one side you see all one like side of each peak, and it's one image, and then on the other side. Anyway, fascinating stuff, but yeah. Lenticular printing was the bomb. Yeah, definitely. It's like, ooh, animation, and you whoop, whoop, you turn the image, and then and if you don't, you know, have the angle particularly right, you can get some sort of cryptid mix up that's like, oh, okay, that was a bit scary, but sure. Yeah, trading cards, bug coins. I remember getting Star Wars, like quote-unquote postcards, images in cereal boxes when they re-released the older movies in the 90s. And it's Lana. Otto, your summoning worked, just with a bit of a delay. Ow. Just in time to catch the end. Sorry I'm late and missed so much. It's okay. It's okay. It was a bit foolish of me to expect to be able to paint a lot during live streams, but I did a bit of progress on it. We'll have to do it's I think what is most difficult, it's not the act of painting, is that painting is kind of a much more cerebral activity than it might look like. It's kind of difficult to focus on what I want to do with the painting at the same time as chatting and keeping up with chat. That's why I'm so slow. This week was weird and I forgot it's Saturday. I don't like when that happens unless you think it's Sunday but it's actually Saturday. That's okay. Does each painting of cats have a backstory? No, not all of them. I mean, no, they don't have backstories per se. Sometimes they're a result of trying to come up with an idea of something to draw and say, oh, today I feel like drawing a field of yellow grass. So I'm gonna put this together and I kind of want to have a cat in there. So I'm gonna put the cat from the packaging in there, you know. And that's it. I don't really have a backstory. I don't know why the cat is there, what they're doing. I don't need to know to be able to paint this image, really. But there will be other times where perhaps there's a bit more of a backstory to the painting. Like there's a few illustrations that I did kind of in a series, and there's a bit of an order to them. So like it was the cat that was a knight. So they ended up on a beach, and then they woke up, fought a dragon, ended up at a market. Anyway, you know, like a series of events that if you put the drawings in a different order, it's a bit more confusing. But yeah. Off topic, on topic, how do you feel about the paints you use now? This little set? I mean, so far I quite like it. I feel like they are a great sort of like beginner or you know, an inexpensive set that's a bit unassuming, that you can use either as a beginner if you just want to have, you know, try this out, or as a travel kit that you don't feel too sad if you lose or if something happens to it, like you lose your luggage. I like the paints so far. I like the color selection, and they offer a good performance. I mean, that's quite good. They're not weird. They don't have any kind of texture issue. The only thing that's a bit peculiar is the whole pigment information and all the ratings on them, that I kind of have a bunch of questions to ask the company about. And there's a few of their colors that have neon dyes in them. So I would expect those colors to change if you leave them, you know, exposed to full sunlight. But aside from that, like if you give me the choice between a Sakura Koi set and this one, I'm gonna take this one, hands down. Did you have a bank holiday on Monday? You guys get a lot of holidays. And an extra long walk with Dante in the evening. Oh, that's great. Oh, that sounds lovely. I want to see the photos. And yeah, we have a Discord server in case you are not aware of that. Discord is a platform that is sort of like a good old chat room, but it's a chat server, so there's a bunch of rooms. And we have rooms or channels for art related stuff, but also for sharing pet pictures, for talking about random stuff, just, you know, be together as a sort of community and share resources and impressions and ask questions and all of that. And it's completely free. I feel it's easy to set up. You don't really need any kind of special skills to set up. Usually it's pretty straightforward, and it's free and it's fun. So Otto put the link in the chat. Thank you so much, Otto. But it's also in the description, I think, so you can just hop on there if you want to. Sadly, no food. What do you mean, no food? We have a food channel there, don't we? Don't we have a food channel? Oh, wonderful. You're still... Oh no, Laura. Well, I'm probably gonna end it up soon, but yeah, still going for a couple of minutes. Driving around town picking up takeout. Ooh, what did you get? What did you get? Right back to food. It's a bit hard to see. I don't know if I can zoom on the little drawing. It's nothing fancy. It's just, you know, a quick demo painting that I drew on their paper and that I'm painting using their paint. I'm not using the water brushes because I just don't vibe with these. I don't feel like I can give a good impression on any kind of supplies if I try to paint with water brushes because I'm not familiar with them. I like them for let's say you're journaling and you just need some little spots of colors on pages, but for an illustration I don't know how to use them well, so I much prefer like standard brushes. We got Chinese for me, and my oldest and my youngest got pizza. I don't cook on Saturdays. That's a good rule to live by. A fried duck. Sorry. Oh no. I will make a review on the set. Yes, I'm working on it. That's why I'm painting this. But obviously, I didn't didn't do much. But yeah, I'm working on my review. So I guess I might have a sort of time lapse of the rest of me painting this in the video review, and my thoughts and impressions. But yeah, I still have a few questions to ask the company and a bunch of things. But yeah, I feel like it's a really nice little palette, and I kind of like the palette itself. Is it? You know, it's a good size. It's not heavy. It's simple. Doesn't take a lot of space, and I kind of like that. So far, the bottom tray is not particularly removable. It's definitely glued in place, but it's not as flimsy, I feel, as the Sakura Koi ones, so I don't mind it as much. But I'll expand in my full review of this set, which should be soon. It does. I got a veggie lo mein. Ooh. No, these are not Sakura Kois. This is a little palette from Woomer. I did paint with the Sakura Kois a long time ago, and I much prefer these. I'll just, you know, keep it simple at that, but yeah. Has anyone picked up the Rosa Gallery granulating colors? Yes, I have. They're really nice. They're really nice. I'll have a little tiny bit of info about these in tomorrow's video. They look so much like Kois, I didn't even question it. Well, they're not. They're actually nicer than Kois. Unless Sakura Kois have a whole new formula, But the last time I tried Sakura Koi, I really didn't like them. Well, these I kind of really like, so. Can't log into the Discord on my tablet. Oh no, weird. Hey, Sketches and Scrubs, hello. Did I miss it? Well, you missed most of it. I'm gonna close it soon. I mean, I would love to keep on streaming, but it's difficult, and there's a bunch of chores to do too. So I never tried kois. Don't. I mean, don't really bother. They're not too great. You know, Sakura Koi paints remind me of those not awesome opaque paint sets. So some people manage to do really good with Sakura Koi, like with any supply. Like some people really vibe with the supply and they make great things, but for other people it's not a good match. Hey, no worries, Lena. You had a fun time. Like I'm glad that it was for a fun walk with Dante and not, you know, something unpleasant. That's always the thing. I'll catch the replay. Yep. They're expensive for the quality. That's a very good point. This, that, and stuff. Hi. That's a very good point. Sakura Koi, I feel, are very expensive. And then you swatch them and you're like, oh. How am I gonna make something happen with those? I'm not sure, but I think one of your older videos we had reviewed Renaissance Intense 2 paints. Are you still? I'm not using them. I have a lot of. I have / had a lot of paints. I love them. No issue personally with the Renaissance 2 paints. Some people and some pigments and some paints, depending on what's the mix, they will get a bit shiny if you use them really strongly. Like the Mastone, if you make a color that's really intense, like that uses a significant amount of paint, it might get shiny. And I know some people really don't like that. So that's something to keep in mind with the Renaissance 2 paints. I used them for a bit, but then I was not using them regularly, so I forwarded them to someone that would find more use out of them. But they are good paints. I don't have any issues with them. I made the mistake of buying the Mungyo set not knowing they're the same as those Art Philosophy color. What a disappointment. I mean, I feel like the Art Philosophy color are still a bit better than the Sakura Koi ones. And they look really similar. I don't know if they're made by the same company, but it's the same thing you had with the Jane Davenport sets. Where they were like, no, it's not made by Mungyo. And everyone was like, but it looks the same. You know. Koi is so bad. I don't remember even finishing watching them. I was so depressed by their colors. Nah, they're not fun. The plastic boxes that the Sakura Koi sets come with are nice. I've kept a few of those boxes that have completely like hollowed out. Remove the insert, remove the tray, all of that gone. And I like the boxes. The boxes are really nice. The paints though, ugh, not great. On cotton paper, I can make them go further. The Mungyo one, I mean, I feel like the Mungyo ones are decent. Like, they're not necessarily as professional range as they say they are, but you can make stuff happen with them. And they won't fight you too much. The Renaissance watercolors can get too shiny. I had to remix some colors and that helped. But I still need to do video. Yeah, they separate. I think they separate easily in the tubes. So you kind of have to be careful. If you have access to Renaissance and you don't want to fiddle with tubes, you might be better off looking if they have a pan of the color you want, because pans, as they're already dried, they're very stable. They're not gonna separate. They shouldn't anyway. So yeah. Exactly. Renaissance tubes are a bit iffy. I have the majority of their tube colors. I'd go with the half pans. We think alike. Yeah, the box is nice, but it's a lot of money for an empty box. I agree. I'm not saying that. I'm more saying that since I was already stuck with those palettes, well, I salvaged the box, but I wouldn't buy a Sakura Koi set for the box. Definitely not. You were using Paul Rubens pans over the years, or the paints. I like them. I really don't have any issues with the paints themselves. The only little caveat that I would possibly mention is depending on the products. Not these. These are the, the massive ceramic pans. These are straightforward. This is PB29. It looks like PB29 and it's just PB29. That's fine. With some of their sets, sometimes there's some label mistakes and whatnot. So I feel it's a bit more difficult with the sets to know exactly what you get. But in terms of performance, the paints are usually really nice, and I haven't had any issues with them. Yes, the half pan formula. Yeah. I remember when I was at the shop, I saw the shine. Decided not to buy them. I thought the switches were from pen ones. Yeah, yep. It's a bit like Sennelier too. I feel like Sennelier watercolors in tubes, they're really difficult. They're more temperamental, if you will, because the paint is softer, it won't really dry, it's gonna separate, but they have a slightly different formula for their half pans. So if you want a sort of mist-free option for Sennelier colors, I would go with the half pans or the full pans, not with the tubes. Remember a few years ago when people said that buying a cheap set of watercolors was still a good deal if you got the palette and empty palettes. Yeah, that's true. Like, oh, you can keep the pans, and I think that back then it's that people didn't know where you could get empty pans or empty palettes. But now they're ubiquitous. You can get them everywhere. I also have the half pans from Renaissance, but haven't used it. I haven't tried Renaissance. I mean, it's a like with every supply, I don't think there's anything that I would say, oh, you have to try this supply. It's always more a matter of what is available to you and what opportunities you get to try this or that. I don't feel like not having tried something is necessarily a loss. It's just, you might eventually get to try them, or you might never get to try them. But if you have something that works for you, that's all that matters. Though I have more than enough watercolors. Dude, we need that on a t-shirt. And then each of us need a t-shirt with that on it. I wish we could get the empty insert that go into palettes. Just the trays? Because I know of a lot of people that discard the trays. So you need to get in touch with some people and like redistribute the palettes properly. I didn't know any better back then and let myself be guided by the press. Yeah, that's the thing though. It's always tempting to get paints that look good and are sort of inexpensive because you feel like, oh, it's a deal. But yeah. Can't find them, and that the metal inserts actually allowed for 3 rows instead of 2. You can get some palettes with the 3 rows. I know that Rosa Gallery has one, that White Knights has one. They can be a bit expensive though, that's the issue. But the Rosa Gallery one is really cool because you can remove and then put back in the trays. They're made to be, like you can pop them out and you can put them in again if you want them, which is really cool. Why are they not all like that? Honestly. In Poland there is one more brand apart from Renaissance and Aquarius. They're called Komansky, and I think they're the oldest paint brand. Oh, that's cool. But they do not give any pigment information. Oh, that's a bummer. But I mean, I would still paint with them. I feel you need to ask your community because I know some who removed a tray and they... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a tray. I thought the tray was something that we all wanted. No, no, a lot of people don't like the tray. They will ditch it and put the Tetris champions to shame by squeezing in an unbelievable amount of pans in there. What I want is a plastic tray, and I know it exists, and I want it because I'm fed up with rust in my paints. But yeah, I bought an empty Rosa palette specifically so I can have the 3rd row, the 3 rows. Yep. I think I'm sure we do. I'm so sure we do. That would be a good way to summon them, but yeah. Interesting, Busby. Bought a nice wooden cutting board and have all my go-to colors in order. Oh, do you have a photo of that? I want to see that. Oh, you met him in person. Oh, so is he as nice in person as he comes across online? He was so nice. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's all we ask. I use sticky dots to attach them and move them around when I buy more colors. That's a good idea. You can also do something interesting with a butcher's tray. A butcher, because magnets will stick to a butcher's tray. So you could also work with that. I'll send it to you via... Awesome! Yes, please. I want to see. Show me. He saw me in the corner. I was trying to figure out how to introduce myself. He saw me and said, I know who you are. That's so funny. Unofficial ambassador. Oh man. This is also entertaining. I got so absorbed in this chat and live stream I forgot to record my painting. No! Oh no! Oh, the curse of recording something and you're all set up, you start your thing, and then you realize halfway through that you forgot to press record. Not a great feeling. Far from famous. I mean, famous within this community for sure. Yeah, they're not great to get anything done, my streams. Except have a fun chat and talk about food and art supplies. That's the best part, but yeah, I didn't get a lot done either. So I learned I only can draw or drink tea. Oh, my tea is so cold. It's iced tea now. Oof. Ooh. Ugh. Woohoo. Black spice tea cold is a good kick. For me, it's usually phone ran out of storage. Oh, that too. I don't like that one. A good way that I found to work around that one is for certain things, like when let's say I want to film myself painting a thing, I will use the time-lapse option because it's saves up a lot of space. But yeah, the phone storage option, if footage gets corrupted for some reason, it's over. Like I don't have backups. I don't have the space for backups. So video needs to happen or I have to do it again. You know? Oof, sorry. Oof, woohoo. I wish they had extra storage for phones. Like something convenient and easy to set up and substantial. Because they keep touting that phones can be good cameras and you can make whole movies on your phone. And it's like, yeah, but no. Have fun, y'all. I need to sleep. Good night. Have a good night. Hopefully sleep will be good and will come quickly. It's the best we can hope, right? And yeah, I'm gonna end it too. I need another good stretch. Like the drafting still is working well to get myself up and stretching. Because my butt is like, you know what? You need to get up. And I'm like, yep, you have a point. You have a solid point. I can feel it. Have you ever shown your setup? Yes, I did recently actually. I did a whole video about my little corner. I don't necessarily show... Oh no, I don't show that side of things. But I can sum it up super quickly for you though. The storage and editing and all that. It's basically I make do with whatever I have. So I record everything with my phone, transfer it to my computer, edit on the computer, and that's about it. I record using the voice memo app, like the most basic of stuff. The only part of my setup that I'm still a bit annoyed about is the lighting situation. It's really difficult to figure out, I feel like, but yeah, otherwise it's really basic. I don't have anything fancy. I use a Sony camera for filming. But oh yeah, that's the other issue. If live streams are like swimming. Swimming in tea. Ooh. I don't know why that sent me on a... I'm trying to picture a pool full of tea bags and then it becomes a huge pool of tea. Don't drink it though, but interesting. A good Ceylon. I like a good orange pekoe. Yep, in my spring cleaning video with me, then you can see the physical setup, like the table, the benches, and all that. But I don't really talk about my production pipeline. I bought a camera, but I honestly can't work it. The lighting changes every time I put my hand. Oh, I get that too, occasionally. Like, if I try to film something that's a specific color, like everything is gonna be yellow. And I don't know why it does that. I haven't figured that one out yet. So, I usually try to fix it in any way I can, but yeah, that's weird. A pool of tea and a bouncy house of cake. Oh, you're onto something. A bouncy house of jello, can you imagine? That would get messy so quickly. Oh, that's so annoying, that autofocus thing. Oh. And like if you record with your phone, I don't know what phone you have, but it doesn't necessarily come with an app that lets you adjust things. So then you have to find an app that you can adjust the focus and the exposure manually, and then lovely. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for being here today. I really appreciate it. This was super fun. It's always a rejuvenating chat and a rejuvenating time to spend the Saturday's live stream with you guys. I mean, why not, Mark? You could. My phone is grand. It's the camera I bought that I can't work with. Oh, that's even worse because you can't just get an app for it, right? But anyway, yeah, thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it. This was super fun. And we will see each other in the next one, hopefully next week, same time, same place. In the meantime, you have the Discord server. Gonna try to get a video out for tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a great week and good times painting this week. And see ya all in the next one. Bye bye.